Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Devin, and today I'm going to be talking about signs of hair loss that you should not ignore. I wish that somebody had told me this. Now, this is going to be particularly useful for my homies that are on testosterone, especially at the 2+ year mark, because when you're a baby on T and you're within that 1 year mark, hair loss is not really going to come knocking on your door. At least I haven't really seen that, but once you get after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that's when it slowly starts ramping up, and you might be in denial, because I know for myself personally, I was just like, nah, bro, I'm just not taking good enough care of my hair. I need a deep condition my hair a little bit more and maybe it'll come through. There's a lot of telltale signs of hair loss that we might write off as just like, oh, well, I'm not taking good enough care of my hair, but it actually really indicates something deeper is going on. And that's the point. When you start thinking to yourself, is something going on here? I promise you, you're not crazy. If you even have a glimmer of a thought, I would suggest digging a little bit deeper into it. Refer to older pictures of yourself. Think like, am I losing that thickness? Am I losing that texture? But I'm gonna get way more in depth with this with pictures of how my hair was looking at different stages. Before I get into that, if you are interested in one-on-one coaching, a meal plan, or a training plan, feel free to email me at devindiscoaching@gmail.com. I'm also going to be linking my website down below, which includes a dumbbell-only training plan, as well as my high-protein cookbook. We got pizza, we got pasta, we got tacos, we got lasagna. I always forget about the lasagna. Maybe you're trying to just simply eat healthier but not feel like you're being punished. I definitely do suggest checking out the cookbook, okay guys? Just to give y'all some insight on where I'm at with my hair. Essentially, I have a buzz cut all over. It's thinner in the sides, and I honestly, people will see my hair and be like, bro, you're bugging. It's not even that bad. You just have a really short buzz cut, and it honestly depresses the life out of me. It makes me feel really fucking sad. But the good news is that I'm pretty sure that I'll be a candidate for a hair transplant, and my passport is in the mail. So within the new year, I will be getting a hair transplant. Essentially, what a hair transplant is, if you guys are interested, I can actually just make a whole video about the hair transplant process whenever I do go forward with that. But essentially what it is they're taking the hairs from the back of your head that are not affected by the hormones that cause male pattern baldness. So if you guys have ever seen anyone who has male pattern baldness, they're usually bald here and they have mad hair around the sides. So what the surgeon does, they take the hair from the back of your head and transplant it to the front of your head. But ultimately, those hairs are less hormone sensitive, so they're going to be less likely to fall out over time. And ultimately, I'm just looking to prolong my baldness, essentially. I don't really care too much if my hair starts thinning when I'm 40. The thinning dad look can go. I just went into a whole nother fucking topic there, but signs of thinning and what I really want you guys to look out for, especially if you're getting a little bit deeper into your testosterone journey. Essentially, when your hair looks dry as fuck. When your hair looks dry as fuck, and specifically within this region, right? I doubled down on the oils. I doubled down on massaging my scalp. I doubled down on, wrapping my hair up at night so that it stayed nutrient rich, and then it didn't really do anything. And I was thinking what is going on here? That's a big thing. And the second that you start to notice that, I suggest talking to your general practitioner, because there are two routes that you can take, right? The first route is minoxidil. This is minoxidil, or some brand names are Rogaine, but essentially you apply this 2 times a day to your scalp and it helps regrow hair. The only issue with minoxidil is once you take it, you have to keep taking it, because the hair that you regrow with minoxidil is minoxidil dependent, meaning if you stop taking it, the hairs will also leave the chat. If you notice hair regrowth and you stop taking this, the hair is going to fall right out. So you have to take this as long as you want to have hair, and that is really not cool for a lot of guys. A lot of guys don't like that concept, and I can say personally for myself, it did not help me regrow my hair. It just helped my hair slow down and loss a little bit. And I noticed that I'm really not a great responder to all of this hair medication. Some guys get on minoxidil and they have the head of a newborn baby, or a toddler, a nice fluffy head of hair. They've been reborn, but I didn't have that situation whatsoever. So this is one option. It's a good option because it doesn't fuck with your hormones to any degree. Now, I don't know about y'all. I know a lot of people are not lazy, but they just don't feel like they have the time, even though you have 2 seconds in the morning, you have 2 seconds at night, but whatever. But a lot of people feel I can't keep up with that. If it's the difference between being bald or having hair, applying this shit to your scalp, and you can't keep up with it, then maybe you are okay with being bald, which is fine. A lot of trans guys feel masculine as fuck being bald. This second option that we do have for hair loss is finasteride. I don't really recommend this. So essentially what finasteride does is it blocks the enzyme that converts testosterone to DHT, and DHT is that hormone I was referring to that causes hair loss on your scalp. When it blocks that DHT production, I think that DHT is actually really responsible for a lot of our cognitive health. Hey guys, so when I was doing a bit of research for the video, I actually found several studies that are quite concerning in terms of how this drug impacts our mental health, how it really causes severe depression, severe anxiety for several people that take it. I'm gonna link a few of those studies down below. Now, every single person that takes this does not have the same effects, but several guys that I've spoken to, trans guys that are on testosterone, cis guys that are not on anything, just finasteride, have all experienced similar things. I've seen people who say they haven't experienced anything, but I don't know. Proceed with caution when it comes to this. I noticed side effects after around, I would say, 6 months, and they continue to peak from there. Panic attacks. I feel like shit right now currently because I'm slowly weaning myself off of it, so proceed with caution. The side effects on finasteride that I'm going to get deeper into here, you don't notice until like after half a year being on it. So it'll creep up on you and you won't even realize the reason why this is happening to you. Then when you think back like, oh, I'm taking finasteride, it starts to make sense. So the number one thing is fatigue or like brain fog. So it will be like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and usually I take my walk to get my steps in at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And when finasteride kicks in, bro, like I have to use all the mental power in the world to get my ass out of my office area and go for my walk because it just feels like I need to take a nap. My brain fog is like intense. Like usually when I'm creating programs, I'm on one, like I'm very mentally clear, I'm getting to it, I'm getting shit done. But on the day that I take that finasteride, it should come with Adderall. Like not to make light of prescription drugs or anything like that, but on the day that I take that finasteride, doing regular tasks is like, my brain wants to take a nap. I did notice that brain fog really only hits for me on the day that I take the medication. And because I do want to get a hair transplant very soon, I pretty much have to be on finasteride to prevent the further hair loss, but I simply cannot tolerate the full dosage of finasteride. You're supposed to be taking 1 tablet or 0.5 milligrams every day. I can't do that, bro. I'll be a zombie. Like it can't work out like that for me. I take half of a pill 2 times a week, and on those 2 days that I take it, Monday and Thursday, I'm dragging ass throughout that entire day. I feel more agitated and it's just not a good look for me. For trans guys in particularly, that side effect that really kicks in is spotting. And I've spoken to a lot of trans guys that have had spotting. It happens around like the 7-8 month mark, at least for myself it did. It's not like a full-on bleed. It's not enough to need like sanitary products or anything like that, but it is spotting, and it does sometimes come with cramps, and it does sometimes come with cravings. Obviously cis guys can't report on that, and that's something that you probably won't see out and about when you're researching finasteride because we are not super researched, if that makes a whole lot of sense, right? One of the last things of finasteride is low libido. Take finasteride at your own risk. There are some guys who take finasteride and they're like, yo, I'm fine, there's literally no side effects. Within the trans community, I've not really seen that. Or I've seen some trans guys post on Reddit and been like, yeah, I don't have any side effects, and they've taken it for like 2 months, and it's like, you just started taking it. That's like saying I don't see any changes on testosterone within 2 months. Like you just started taking it. If you're gonna take it, because I understand hair is important to a lot of us, I suggest starting at a very small dosage, maybe like 2 times a week, and see if that helps with your hair loss, and then keep it there. Titrate up at your own risk. Don't just trust the doctors where they're gonna be like, yeah, here's this script for this drug that there's not a whole lot of research on when it comes to trans guys. Everything is not comparable from cis guys to trans guys. As much as I like to like not think of myself as a trans guy, the fact of the matter is that I am, so I can't just be out here comparing my experience to other, cis guys, okay? If you're a trans guy who has had a hair transplant, or you know of a trans guy that has had a hair transplant, please let me know down below, because I'm very interested about this. I think that a lot of us just take our L's sitting down and we just shave our heads and shit like that, but we do have options. It's an expensive option, not gonna lie, but it is an option. I know this had nothing to do with fitness, but if you are interested in coaching, go ahead and check out my website. It's gonna be linked down below. Also follow me on Instagram, where you can find some of my bodybuilding updates as well as a little bit more informational content. And like I always say, Devin loves you, Devin's a Don, and Devin is out of here, boy.